The time machine. So go on then, tell us about this time machine. Although we did say that we'd already had it's quite a synchronicity, didn't we? But
yeah, we got to this topic and we were talking about Rob and
Ron.
I told Ron. I told Karen about Ron and I'm sorry.
That's okay. Ron
and I were talking about Ron. Yeah, sorry, my brain's thinking of a couple things at once.
Ron was someone from last year that the police shot, but none of it adds up. But what it is looking at Claudio's time machine, it was a synchronicity, and Claudio's going to do his birth chart when I give him the information, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'll show you that event was in his chart, and So if it's not going to add up, that's okay, because we're infinite, and he'll be back. But the reason why he called 9/11 first is because he wanted us to have this message, because he gave me such a gift before he left.
Oh yeah, you
an amazing gift.
To him, haven't you?
Yes, and he gave me where the Rahu Ketu, where the north and south nodes, he has a picture of the black hole in the sky, that which eclipses the sun and the moon, not like NASA says. So we have more proof that we don't live on that spinning ball. We live in a field that spins around the flat Earth. So we're living in a womb. But anyway,
it's obvious we don't live on a spinning ball. We'd be flying off, wouldn't we?
Yes.
We're supposed to be going Mach 80, so I mean, we would never be able to stay on here. But you don't feel a thing.
Right.
But what it
so
was,
the time machine.
What it was with Ron
so
very quickly. What it was is I was telling Claudio, because when I looked at Ron's death, the whole thing was wrong. They were shooting even when he was dead. So I don't understand that. But the really thing that got me was that when the 911 call was made, you could hear Ron before the responder picked up. So it had to be Ron that recorded it. And that's what Claudio was talking about. So carry on, Claudio.
And what Ron sent me, that black hole in the sky, the Rahu and Ketu, those are the reincarnation nodes. So that means while they were shooting, they thought they could still see him, but he already left the visible. His spirit already left. Or they still see his spirit. Because for him to be able to show me that gift that he did, that means his north node, south node must be close to, or in some kind of aspect with his black moon. That's usually what happens.
Well, he had all these cameras out on his garden, and he used to film every day.
Right, and he was able. Don't forget, a camera is like an eye going in and out close to the ether, and that's what he ended up showing me. Is that sun? It's nothing new. They're there. That's what eclipses the sun and the moon.
Well, there was something There was something up there. That's what I saw on his videos. There was something up there in front of the sun. Or next to the sun. It was there in his
Next
videos.
to the sun,
yeah.
right. And then I pulled up the chart at that exact moment. He gave me the exact time and direction he was looking, and it totally lines up with the north node. Was it the north node? Let me go look. Yeah, the north node and the sun. And the north node wrecked an eclipse. Reincarnation. Okay? I did that young fella that's 28 months old that told his parents that he was a bomber and he worked with these people on this ship and everything. So I did that chart of that guy that he was. I got his birth information and his death information. You could see when he left and then when he reincarnated into this child. It's so simple to see. We're infinite, folks. You're absolutely infinite. But your journey depends on your heart.
It's a bit like I was telling you. It's not that you're trying to outdo anybody, but a lot of us have woken up. We're more intelligent than they've ever told us that we were. Ron was intelligent. You're very intelligent. I'm probably a bit the same. We're all people waking up are quite intelligent.
Maybe it's because we're being induced by love and wisdom. It's part of it. It can't be like Ken Willard teaches. It can't be any other way. We're so connected, tethered. There's no duality. We're tethered to that ether, that black hole, that pure love. It's beautiful when you see it. But Mother Nature shows us every day the seed to the tree, the tree to the seed to the tree. We're no different. There's no such thing as death. The only thing you got is free will and how you're going to make your experience. But the only thing is we are tethered to that golden ratio spiral going back to the black hole, pure love, the womb. The black hole is the womb. We regenerate when we go to sleep, when we're in the black, don't we? When we're still, when we're level, we're lying flat, like calm waters.
When you're lying flat like that and asleep, your body, if it's got an illness or anything, that's when it heals.
100%. And
but you
when
can't eat.
and then
if you want to heal, you can't eat. Eating, do you know what? That's the same with death. If someone's dying and they don't want them to eat, because the body can't die and eat at the same time. So if your body's ill, it can't be ill and eat. That's crazy, isn't it?
Well, because it wants to put the snake to sleep, because the intestines you have is the snake. It wants to go to sleep. It wants to be still.
Well, that's our real brain, isn't it? The stomach. If the stomach's okay, right, the other brain's okay.
Right. And don't forget, we don't absorb anything. It vibrates through us. It's like tuning forks. Every atom is a tuning fork. So that's why you can heal with images. No different than you don't have to eat to heal. You just image what you want. Image the end game. Rosemary that comes in our ISIS in the Bible, she fixed her broken leg where it was going to come through her skin. She comes every week. I've met her. She's come down. She's only a couple hours away. So all she did was reimagine that she never fell in that pit. And then she sat there, and the guy that was with her said, "Hey, we need to get you to a hospital. The bone's about to break through the skin." She goes, "No, I'm not looking at it. You can just come back in a couple of hours." He came back in a couple of hours. He was checking up on her, but she just kept her eyes closed, and she imagined the whole scene over again. And then she imagined her leg was whole again, like it never happened. When that guy came back, she had nothing but a bruise, and everything was healed, and she could walk.
Can I tell you something? The same thing happened to me. I was at work it was probably about 4 weeks ago. And I just put my foot down. I just don't know where my head was, and my foot slipped, and I kind of did half a splits. But one leg went down and the other one went right out. It really hurt. I felt things pinging in my leg, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to be hospital. And then the moment I've done it, someone says, "Are you okay?" And they come running over, that just, oh no, I wish no one had seen it. And then he was trying to pick me up. I said, "No, just leave me for a minute." Anyway, I didn't take much notice. I knew I'd hurt myself, but I didn't take much notice of it. And then James was doing the same thing. He said, "Just imagine you haven't done it." But when I saw my leg, I couldn't imagine that I hadn't done it. I had like a 10-inch bruise that went down my leg and right round my leg. I've never seen anything like it. But luckily, no hospital and no breaking. I thought I was going to do something serious, but I didn't. And I've walked away with a bruise that's now just gone, the bruise.
Right, so can you reimagine in your head that it never happened?
I can now.
That's the only way it's going to heal.
Now.
No, I know, and it does heal eventually. But you can speed up time and make it heal instantly. Well, that's the power, that's the realization, that's the story of Jesus healing others. No, you are Jesus, and you're going to heal yourself. Self-healing is absolutely. Others can come to you and help you heal by helping you play the images in your head, and they sit there and imagine it whole and imagine that the event didn't happen. So now you're shifting over to that timeline, and that's the time machine. What do you think a time machine looks like? Well, let me ask you that question. What does the time machine mean to you? What does it look like to you? That's what we talked about in this video.
You can't see it. In your mind you can, but it's not something physical. I don't know. You explain it for everyone. You explain it, Claudio.
No, you did it perfect. You did it perfect. Most people are looking for something material, something outside of themselves, a big piece of equipment. It's got a clock on it. Well, the clock's over your head. It's called the heavens.
Oh, I've got a good one
and you
for
are.
you, Claudio. Do you?
Yeah, if I can just finish this. Let me just finish this.
Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So this clock is in the sky, and every one of those lights are part of you. It's all essences of you. The time machine is you. You are the time machine. This is your physical body, but you will leave this one and you'll come into a new one. You're time machining, and you project exactly where you want to go by your actions and your words and your images every single day. You're painting. You are the sculptor of your next life. Constantly, infinitely. So you're the time machine. It's you. Now, each one of us is in this same world, and we're all one. So in reality, we are different timelines of each other because we're all one. And that's how we affect each other's lives. But if we do it with love, then you're going to have the most amazing life.
What I'm going to ask you,
we're tethered to pure love.
Do you live inside out or outside in? When you look at life, is it inside out or outside in?
I look at life as exactly like the way Ken Wheeler reminds us that what we used to know is that we are out from nowhere, no thing, zero, the infinite, the all. We are merely just like an inverse bubble. So we are out from the in.
I think we're living inside this body, so everything has to be happy inside you. So you're living inside out, but a lot of people live outside in, which is I'm not saying I don't like holidays and things like that, but if you're not happy inside, the holidays don't mean anything. If people are just wanting a car and the carpet and the dress, they're not looking at themselves. You live inside this body. You've got to be happy inside here while you're here. Right.
So, but also we're all, so it's just multi-layer, just like the incommensurate nature of that golden racial triangle that's self-similar. We're also, so I say we're out from the in, but at the same time, are we not in the womb of the firmament? So we're also in another womb. So we're constantly within itself, which is beautiful.
Well, maybe it's easy for you, Claudio, because you've worked it all out and you're happy with what you're saying, and so everything's good with you. Do you see what I mean? But a lot of people aren't quite where you are.
Right. No, that's why I'm trying to. Yeah. Are you in a when you recharge completely? Are you in a womb?
Well, I suppose your body. It's our body, the womb.
When you get a brand new body, because it's you, you're gonna get a brand new body. You're gonna be in a womb. 100%. Agreed. Mm. Aren't you gonna be in a womb in your next life?
If you're reincarnated, yes.
Exactly. Well, the Mother Nature shows reincarnation all day long. Seed tree, seed tree, seed tree. So we are. And there's no way I'd be able to see things in people's charts if it wasn't you coming back. It's just impossible. So now we get born into a different womb. Right here underneath this firmament is another womb. We're inside a sphere. We're inside a womb. All of us. I mean, if you look at the Egyptian walls, they'll show you Nut over top the sky goddess, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know that in the flat Earth model, the Earth is not flat. There's still a womb. There's still a sky. There's still a firmament. It's a womb. We're always in a womb, protected by love.
It is better to have love there than hate. I do agree with you on that one. But if you're
I don't even say that word anymore. Why don't we use love?
But, like for me, I knew I was happy with Mickey, and then he just dropped dead. I was devastated for quite a while, to be honest. I couldn't even get over missing him for a long time. But these are the journeys that you have to do. I mean, I've even heard my friend lost her grandson. He was 13. He was just 13. They said he had tonsillitis, turned it into leukemia, gave him all the treatment. He had great big holes appearing on his body because they burnt him inside, and then he died. At just 13. Even that upset me. It's just so many people left last year. Christian left last year. Christian he died last year.
Right, so that's what a pandemic does, okay? We're called to move to another womb. We're infinite. Most of them may already be back. Or they're sitting inside a womb, or they're waiting for the next alignments where they're going to get the experience that they created. Don't forget, every now moment, we're choosing what our next experience is. The memories are in the waters, right? We know that.
Do you think that we're praying for a karma so say last time I was a barbarian that killed everybody, I'm paying for it this lifetime. Well, okay.
But we don't want to judge that, nor do we want to replay it, nor do we want to reimagine it, nor do we even say it. Mm. Because holding on to those images creates let me get back into this. Dr. Emoto, you know him.
Mm-hmm.
Memories are in the waters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because he proved if you just talk loving things to the water, it remembers.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So every action that we do now is going to be remembered in the waters of the womb. The waters of the womb records. So you get shaped.
Why don't we remember any of the past, really?
No, you do. Your whole experience is the remembrance of it.
My North Node said I was a man in my last lifetime, and that I had lots of children, and I wasn't very emotional. So this time they sent me back as a woman who's very emotional.
100%. So if you now said men are all this, men are all that, men are all that, guess what you're coming back to be?
Well, I wasn't very supposedly connected last one, but then Marie Wheatley did my one except one life where it looked like I was a bit of a soldier. I was always like an elder or helping people in my other lives that she had for me.
Right, so the gifts of love are an acceleration. The other things are the force, which we feel, and it doesn't feel good because force is bigger waves, right? So it's waves of what? Ken Wheeler always says, well,
is that also
waves
with our different bloods as well, Claudio? Because we've all got different. We've all got different blood types. Will that make us sort of frequency different with a different blood type? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't. There is infinite amount of every natal chart is like a snowflake. It's a fingerprint. The blood type will play some sort of factor, but it's your whole chart, your whole experience that you want to look at. Because stereotyping somebody that I'm a Leo, I'm a Libra, I'm a Virgo. No, you're not. You're the whole chart. You're the whole chart. You're everything. You're every star. You're every atom. You're the whole. You are the goddess and the god.
But you also did something very nice because you were doing the cannabis oil for everybody. And that is a very good, nice thing that you did.
Thank you.
For everyone else. And you do people's birth charts, don't you?
Yes. And with the realization that we're constantly projecting ourselves into the next womb and the waters remember every action. I know what the game is now. I hate calling it a game because it's not a game. I know what this beautiful infinite journey is about, and we can have an amazing time. Just be good.
Claudio's not taking any notice of the government, which is govern your mind. You're not taking any notice of any of that stuff, are you?
No, because that's dead. That's a dead energy, and it's what do you want to use it for? So
well, a lot of people, like I put out this video that Trump had converted to Judaism. And this person wrote back all this stuff about, oh, he had to do this and he had to do that. And I was thinking, oh, he sees it all as real, whereas I don't. But I just said, you need a hug, because that's all I could say. You need a hug.
Right.
Yeah, so you bypass all that. This isn't about any of that, is it, in people's lives? It's about your inner self.
Okay, so think about this. If we are the creators of our experience, collectively, our thoughts create our experience. So the government is our minds collectively created it. Here's why. All those laws to control us came from us. I don't like immigrants. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. All separation, not unity thought processes made all these laws that separated us. That's part of the Piscean age, where we have the least amount of love and we're the furthest apart from each other. Now we're getting reeled back in. So as we're getting reeled back in, we start feeling more love. So
do you think that's
well, here's what I'm telling you. Let me finish. So I don't go and look at dated. I now work on the images of my future. I project myself into communities where we're all loving, and so everybody say, well, yeah, but that's just but that's not here right now. No, but if you want to project yourself to it, you have to have that image. If you keep watching the non-loving things, you're going to keep being surrounded by non-loving things. So because you are the God and the goddess, and you create the waters of the next womb with the images you're letting into your body all day long, just switch the channel.
But do you think a part of that is, a lot of people haven't worked out who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't even know, or haven't even learned why they think the things they feel. Because when you said that stuff, a lot of that, our parents must have been asleep. And they turned the television on and it said everything. And they went, oh, look, we don't like them. We don't like whatever it is. But if you know who you are as a person, your life changes. If you know who you are.
Yes, but you got to know that you are the creator of your next womb with the images you let in to your waters. The more you know that you are that being, that God, goddess, you are the God you're going to sit with forever and ever. Amen. It's now. It's not after. When you die, you don't go sit next to God. You are God, and you're sitting next to your soul is sitting next to your
so
body.
we're the gods. Until you realise it, you are a god. Nothing will change. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's you. You're creating it all with your images that you keep because you're programming the waters. And Emoto proved that. Not only does Emoto prove it, when I do somebody's chart with their experience that they had, the memories are in the waters. That's why they had that experience. But you can change to make sure that every one of those experiences are invigorating instead of cleansing. Because when we have those images that aren't pure, when those alignments come, it can't make it through to invigorate you, so you cleanse. You vibrate, you feel it.
What are we really in when you think about it? The ground's electric, the air is electric, the sun's electric, we're electric. What are we really in? It's like Tron. The film Tron.
You're it. You are tethered to pure love and having an infinite experience. And it's all golden ratio. God, the symbol of God, the G, the O, and the D is the 6, the 0, and the 9, is both sides of the field.
Oh, I think the video's just finished. Hang on.
So the symbol of God, the G-O-D, the 609, is just a field that Ken Wheeler shows you underneath the Pharaoh cell. The 6 and the 9 are two golden ratio spirals, the red shift and the blue shift. So when you see God, that just means an atom, but that God is a golden ratio. So for you to be God-like means you got to be near perfect, like that nautilus shell, self-similar, always in that beautiful level state where you're staying at that where your emotions not are zero, but you're more in the joy side, but just riding on top of the waters, making very little waves. So that makes you God. It's Atom and Eve. Yeah, the atom, the 6 and the 9, the G and the D is the atom. Right? And the Eve, when you look at the Eve is the E, the two spirals, again, with the point pointing to the middle. Look at that letter E, V, E. Two golden ratio spirals, and then a point in the middle, which is the no thing, which is the ether, which is everything, the all. So that makes you God. Every atom is God.
So
and you're a part of every atom.
Who's the trickster then?
The trickster goes like this. When people get a download, they say they got a download and there is 3-headed unicorns that have 12 eyes each. I got a download, that means they used to exist because I got that image. So knowing that the memory's in the waters, that means you either painted that painting for fun, but it doesn't mean it exists. So the trickster is you. From your past lives, your old belief systems will stay with you. So that's like Muhammad and the Quran. He got a download, but his download was only his own belief system in the past doesn't mean it's right. He's partially right, but he's, there's things in the Bibles and all the different Bibles that they just weren't quite aware of who they are. Psalm 82:6, I said, ye are all gods, plural. So the trickster is you. When you get all kinds of people telling you something, it's them echoing your past belief systems, and it's testing you. Are you going to take it, or are you going to say, no, I don't like that? So the gauge, though, to decide is love. Is that loving? Nope. Is that way out there? Yep. That ain't real. If it doesn't look like Mother Nature in perfect golden racial proportions and beautiful, then it's not real. Something that we used to look at, something that we haven't replayed in a beautiful way. So the trickster is you, your past lives. So when you say you don't remember your past lives, everybody that shows up to you has a knowing to, I got to tell Karen this. Ever have that where you're walking in the street and somebody just stops you and says, oh man, I got to tell you, I got this beautiful aura around you right now. They go out of their way. They had no intention of telling you that, but when you showed up in their field, they have the gift of being able to tell you. That's the reverse side of the trickster.
Do you think it's the more sensitive that you are then, Claudio, really, in a way? Because I actually believe that I saw this guy, he was a doctor, and he made a book, and he talked about Asperger's, how you say it, and autism. And they have different smiles, and he's saying it happens to some people, but I think we have an element of either. But if you have them, you could just have traits, or you're in that spiral thing from either very heavily or just have traits. But when you look at people, their smile goes one way or the other. You're either autistic, traits, whatever, or the other one. They're trying to get rid of that one, Asperger's, and just call it autism, but it's not, because if you've got autism, you're more sociable and so forth, and maybe ballet and music. If you're Asperger's, you're more mathematical and not so much into people and things. They're very different. But I think we have either one or the other. It's all in the smile. And if you watch people's smiles, you can see it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they know we're sensitive.
Well, when you say they, there's no they. It's only you.
Well, the game players.
But the game players, like I said, is us. We created that.
No, not us. The ones that are the Dallas Dynasty lot. They like playing the games and saying, this is happening. But yeah, you've just got to, you're not dealing with all that. But I'm just saying that's what people get stuck on, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. So the more you get stuck on that, the more it's going to be present in your next life. And if it's not reality, then that's the trickster. It's you. Your belief system now will carry over, but as we're getting closer and closer to that, we're here now to the age of Aquarius, so now the more and more we get induced, the more and more we'll start realizing what the truth is.
You're using astrology and you're doing people's birth charts, but you know what they say in astrology? You have 12 lives, the last one being Piscean. And that's why a lot of Pisceans go, I know, when you talk to them, because they do know, because they've lived the other lives. That's what they say. Do you believe then that we don't come back after so many lives, or
no? Nope. And you're not
You're part of all the chart.
You're the whole chart. You're every star, every planet, every asteroid, all those different silly names, labels we give them. It's all wandering. They call them wandering and fixed stars. Okay, it's all light, and we're the illumination, and they're from light, and they're illuminated, and they're illuminating us. So, no, you're infinite. Get over it. You're infinite. You are going to reincarnate infinitely. Now, you can reincarnate into an insect, a pig, a cow, a chicken, a rabbit, a deer. In between human incarnations, you will incarnate as those animals and insects. So be kind to them, because when we are not kind to them, the waters remember, and we'll have that experience before we come back.
I might be a fly.
If you're not loving to them, We had this discussion.
Claudio's changed my mind about that, and it was true, because I told him a few years ago that this fly wouldn't leave me alone, and he said, "Oh, that's because it's telling you you've got a message coming." So every animal's spiritual then. Every animal, even the flies.
Everyone, every atom. And they're a field. They're an intelligent field. And 100%, we've gotten so many signs that those are our relatives. When they immediately reincarnate, they show up. That's why I'm a vegan. I'm sorry, but I don't want to eat my relatives.
Right. But what about so you won't be a plant then? Or if you eat...
You can. You can.
Where does that stop then? Because you could be eating the plant that was your uncle.
Well, your uncle won't be the whole plant.
We're looking right now at pictures. I'm not sure if it's Bruges, but it's somewhere like that where you're going around a fountain. Do you want to explain that bit off your video?
Oh yeah, so that's the Neptune.
Where is that then? Is that Belgium or Germany?
That's Gdansk, Poland. Gdansk, Poland.
Oh yeah, you said at the beginning it was Poland. Yeah, I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Cool,
That statue was placed. That statue was placed exactly over top of part of the Big Dipper. It's absolutely beautiful.
You're just showing the eagle, which of course they have a lot of those because they were into all that. But to be honest, Poland's very Flemish, which is what those buildings are.
Right.
Look at the size of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on about 7 or 8 floors, and they're really old buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, so that whole thing was done because it's mapping the lands. They're showing you that they understood the stars and the heavens and that city. The stars map the lands. When you take the stationary house system and you plot, which I've done, you'll see that in the video, you plot all the stars on top of the Gleason map. The stars map the lands. Not only does it do that, we've placed monuments exactly. We see that in the future. See, we're projecting ourselves into the future by putting the correct wisdom. That's why the pyramids stay there, because it'll last everything else, because it is the loving truth. The closer you are to the truth, the more you will be shown in the material world, even though Mother Nature doesn't like concrete jungles.
Hey, Claudia, very quickly, remember Stan? Stars and everything. He died a few years ago. Do you remember him? Stan the Man, I used to call him. Well, anyway, in one of his videos, I heard him say it. He was going, the cross, it had nothing to do with churches. It was a sky tool. The cross was a sky tool.
Yeah, well, you've seen the circle of 60, right? The cross is made as the atom is formed, right? Mm. When you do the circle of 60, you got 4 zeros on the cross, and remember the swastika that was there? Mm. This is a simple truth that never changes. That's why I stick with that, because I'm making sure that when I hit my next womb, I'm going to have the wisdom again. And it's going to be easier to retain the wisdom this time because we've changed ages, and there's going to be a lot less noise. And because we go through a phoenix rising, that noise goes away. If we don't get rid of the noise, then we'll leave the visible. That's why a lot of people leave in a pandemic, because they need to go to a different point, because it's not working here, so they got to go over there. They got to do the time machine thing. It's no different than missing a grade. We got to repeat a grade in school. It's the same thing. Spirit world is exactly the same as human world. They're one and one. They're a mirror. So now it's time that we understand the rules, which means love. Love and keep your images focused. So don't watch any images where it doesn't bring you to beautiful love. We've been down the rabbit holes. Now it's time to repaint that and move on. You're in control of your waters. You are God. Goddess. However you want to spin it. You're both. You're Isis and Osiris. And you're constantly making your new Ra. the new son, the new you,
So
the new baby.
Are you saying that the Big Dipper's in your brain then?
Yes. That's why they have the 3 Great Pyramids. It's the exact same 3 glands in your head, which is the 3 chambers in the Great Pyramid. Everybody's trying to look for something monumental, materialistic, but what we left there was the beautiful truth. Because those 3 is then the 3 in the Pleiades, with Pleiades is the ear. It's the 3 in the Little Dipper's tail. It's the 3 in the Big Dipper's tail. So that 3 is the 3 in Orion's belt. That 3 is everywhere because it's self-similar. It's fractal. It's absolutely infinite. So when you connect with the pure wisdom of itself, you become towards it, and now your life is going to change in a beautiful way. But the only way to get there is by surround yourself with nothing but loving images. And if you keep seeing them over and over again, you got to ask for forgiveness because you're just communicating to yourself, you are your own guide. And we're one, so we guide each other.
Mm.
So every atom knows your whole history that you've left behind. If you do the work, then it squashes it and it won't be remembered anymore because you realize who you are. Again, you're creating your next environment. It's the weighing of the heart ceremony isn't when you leave the visible. It's every now and then.
You got it right last time because you're very happy now, aren't you?
My world has changed so much, Karen.
Mm.
To be sovereign is not on a piece of paper. It's the state of mind that I'm telling you about. That's why the weighing of the heart, the next scene, is one sitting on a throne with the crook and the flail, and both Marys, the 4 royal stars in front of you, and the golden feather, they all from the all-seeing eye. That's the scene on the Egyptian walls. If you want to be sovereign, you have to be pure love.
It wasn't just that. I meant you're happily married, you love your wife, you're happy in your life, you've got a destiny, and you like helping people.
Yeah.
That's about right, isn't it, Claudio? And you love me.
Yeah, it's everybody's there. And you do the same thing. Of course, I love you. But you do the same thing. You do the same thing. Mm. Your inherent trait is to help people.
Yeah.
The only thing is now that we need to switch the direction of how to look at. We've been down the rabbit holes. We got to go this way now. Project ourselves into the new waters. And those that aren't beautiful, you got to repaint them. There's no need to share them. There's no need to share them. You're keeping them alive when you do that, which will be remembered when you come back into the next womb.
I know, but those things, right, because you often tell me off. No, don't do that. Don't say that, because I usually go, oh, Claudio, blah, 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 blah. And then you go, no, love. And I'm like, oh, it's okay when you're happier to realise exactly what you're saying. But if you're not happy, you don't hear everything you're saying because you're not on the same level.
Because it's the noise in our body from the past that's not allowing it in. If we can just self-realize that we're listening to 20 million radio stations all at once, so the message can't get through.
Do you know
it comes from the inside.
Claudio, you know this whole bit when we've had virtual reality, but we are the biggest virtual reality thing, not on the machine. In reality, it's
exactly.
Virtual reality. We are the ultimate virtual reality, and you want to watch it on a computer.
Yes.
You couldn't get more. I mean, now is gone. Now is gone. Now is gone. We're now a few seconds on. Everything is virtual reality. I don't think people realise that.
You're right.
I mean, look at this word, virtual reality. Yeah.
When you realize that it's way better.
Yeah.
And you can't then you ever remember because
in your head, everything's so much better for you. You know what you want. Everything is different when you know who you are.
Yes.
Because I think that's the biggest service you can do for man, because once you know who you are, you make different decisions, and that is better for humanity, for yourself, and everyone. It's just, but we do
The question
live under the
becomes
black
now,
box, don't we? Unfortunately,
right?
that is a god now, isn't it?
Yeah. What you have to ask yourself is, what am I not?
We've got quite. I mean, the only good thing is we're quite narcissistical now, but that's the society they wanted. But we're not violent, thank God. Really, I don't think. Even though they want to show you millions of films of killing people and police stations and everything.
Right. But why see? That's the whole thing. Why do you want to bring that up?
Well, I'm just saying that's what they want you to see. But
right. So why would we share it?
Oh, I have actually forgotten what I was going to say now, Claudio. What I mean is that
Yeah, I don't mean it that way.
A lot of
no
people
disrespect.
are following
I'm just saying
that.
that
They think that that's their God, and that's an outside in, and you've got to live inside out. Because this is where you live. This is where you live until you die. You've got to be happy with who you are as well. That's another thing. A lot of people don't like who they are. But they won't venture it.
We all do that. We all go through that. Now, what the ticket is, it's not your only life. Start projecting yourself into the next waters. You can reincarnate into this body and be absolutely re-healed and have a reincarnated, beautiful, perfect body in this body without having to leave the visible.
But if you're
100%,
beautiful,
that's possible.
If you're beautiful, it's not about looks, but if you're a beautiful personality, that draws people. People will come for that. Once you're a nice person. I mean, that's why people like you, because they know you're a nice... You can just hear it in your voice. You're not angry, bitter.
No, I would like to keep that image that I'm always happy, respectful, loving, right? I want to keep those words.
But because you know who you are and your destiny, you can help other people.
Right. Just helping you remember what you already know.
How can you help anyone else if you haven't sorted yourself out? You can't help anyone else. And I think that's a lot in our nature, is to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
Really, isn't it?
We're all one. We're all one.
Yeah. We've got little birds up on it now. You're looking at an eagle looking in at the window at a sparrow or something. Because I can't hear it. Oh, it's nearly the end. It's nearly the end. We've got. Oh yeah,
it was a synchronicity while I was in a meeting with Cindy Crow. Kathy came knocking on the door saying there's a hawk, so I could see the hawk. Well, right before Kathy came and knocked on my door, the sparrow pushed up against the window, telling me that the hawk is here. And when that happens, don't forget, we're all connected. These are all our relatives. The hawk does not want to do anything to the sparrow, but they're telling you what your guidance is. So what I'm showing is at that exact moment, there was a phoenix rising time, 1011. That's the circle of 60. And then it showed that the part of fortune, which is on the Egyptian walls, for imagine, the hawk tells you when you're doing the right thing. Don't eat your relatives. When you see a hawk eating something, you go, that's natural. No, it's telling you, are you eating animals? It's reflecting us.
What do you mean, Claudio? We have a family. They go round Newbury and Thatcham as well, these birds. But most mornings, it's kites. There's about 20 of them. They're in my trees at the bottom of my garden, making a lot of noise, because they make a lot of noise.
So they're talking to you.
I love
them. They're not there randomly.
And last year we had this beautiful blackbird. It was like going, as you do. And then suddenly he disappeared. I loved him. I talked to him every day. He was on top of my house. I could see him on my roof. But there is a hawk sparrow. It nearly got a pigeon, and we found a pigeon without a head on. And then the kites dive into some of the gardens to take whatever it is. They only take dead things, I think, the kites. But it's lovely to think so many, and they fly around here. You can see them fly, maybe not right now, but you'll see them flying around. Loads of them, just in the air, looking in everybody's gardens.
Right, so when you see that, it's your guidance. They're trying to tell you something. It's not random. I'm telling you because they've trained me to look at the charts to see exactly when these things happen. There's an alignment there. This is what we start to realize.
They
the
come
wisdom
to my garden because everybody talks about the kites over Thatcham, but my friend Andy was saying
but you got to say, you got to look to them and say, what's my message? What am I doing right now that would be related to this? You have to ask yourself that because, again, though they're showing up to you for a reason, especially if you're observing it. It becomes a beautiful Alice in Wonderland when you start seeing the language of Mother Nature versus what we're talking to each other in all this babble language and all these images that aren't beautiful. We got to switch to the images that are beautiful and look outside.
I do know what
Mother
you mean.
Nature.
I've got a fairy deck here, tarot deck, and the first pictures are just sort of images, and in those ones they're saying, you're just watching the television. You need to turn it off and listen to the trees moving and the wind going. You're listening
it's calling you, yes.
Yeah, the Ethernet rather than the black box television, which tells lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do get messages in the Ethernet.
Right. So that's reprogramming your waters so that you can reincarnate in a beautiful, beautiful state or reincarnate into the current body you're in. Okay? You can live 600 years plus. You are infinite already, so once you have the wisdom of that, you can now use that beautiful knowing. I do think we turn
ourselves off. The doctor says, "Oh, you're ill. You're going to die in 4 weeks." Eventually, a few weeks, even if there was nothing wrong with you, I don't think. I think that we just that's what we seem to be like.
Okay, so couple things. Yeah. When you go to the doctor, what do they give you?
Chemicals.
No, when they're consulting you, when they're telling you what you have, what's that called?
I don't know. What?
Diagnosis.
Oh, diagnostics. Diagnostics on the old body, yeah.
Right, so look at the word diagnosis.
Yeah.
Gnosis means wisdom. Gnosis means wisdom. Agnosis means lack of wisdom. You're going to die because of a lack of wisdom. If you're going to the hospital, you don't know who you are and that you have the ability to self-heal. So when you go to the hospital, they're just doing their job. They're telling you what you want to hear based on your current path. You can't blame them. Unfortunately, they don't have the wisdom yet, but they all are going to see this because it's going to spread like wildfire that everything is in your chart. Everything. I pre-predicted my wife to go through an ear issue before it happened. She didn't go to the doctor. So you have to realize that when you go to hospital to get a diagnosis, you don't know what's happening to you.
Some chemicals, and chemicals are like a band-aid rather than sorting it out. They tell you not to eat salt, but you need salt for your kidneys and brain. You need cholesterol for your brain because your brain is cholesterol. Everything they tell you is the other way around. So that's why you've got to get in charge of your body, isn't it?
Right, and the only way to get in charge of your body...
It's a mental and physical thing, isn't it? It's not a material thing.
Right.
Because we come with nothing and go with nothing.
What feeds that machine that's able to self-heal is removing the noise with the forgiveness process and getting back to pure love. Getting back to God-like, that golden racial perfection. So if you want to turn on your healing machine, you got to do the work. And the work is make sure your waters are clear.
Yeah, you got to start saying, I am happy and I am well.
And you got to say, please forgive me.
And I love me. And I love you.
Yes, right.
I've got it, Claudio. I've got it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I know, but I have had a few bad times and you've been telling me off. No, you can't think like that. But I was like that, but then some things have happened. But anyway, we're back again now, so.
That's right. That's right. It's just a wave, and we made it through the wave, and now we're on calm waters.
I have a question for you. I do have a question for you. Jimbo bought me a jacuzzi, right? And last year we were sitting out in it a lot. And because you know me, I like looking up. And basically, you know what planes are because you can see they've got lights on them. They always have lights when they're flying. But these things come across, they're about plane height. Obviously, with a plane, you can't tell whether it's round or it's a structure because it's nighttime, but you see the lights. But these things, they could be round, but they start coming across the sky. I said to Jimbo, let's count to 20. And these things come across with no lights. They could go left, right, in front. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 of them together and they go across the sky about the same speed as an aeroplane. But we saw loads of them. And you're like, obviously Trinity 4, he said they're stars moving, but then our stars would change quite a lot then, what we're seeing, because these things, there was loads of them. We were only out there maybe for 40 minutes and we counted to 20. So imagine how many are actually passing every day. What are they?
They're Tesla flying machines.
Are they?
Absolutely. We have the tech. Look at people have it. They're not listening. They're not listening. They're not listening to anybody. Wait, everybody's their own god and goddess. They're going to get the ability to have the technology to be their time machine instantly. So that's part of being a time machine. When you're
we wouldn't think they were anything other than an aeroplane, but they don't have lights on them. Jimbo's actually seen those, so he can't pretend that they weren't there because they were, whatever they are.
Yeah, I'm telling you. People who have strong wings in their chart will be flying with Tesla. There goes a hawk. See that? Right there, synchronistically. People that have their wings, in other words, you do your work, you'll be able to have these, and which everybody will, is you'll be able to do the time machine thing. When you fly on those Tesla machines, it's like a time machine because you go to A to B a lot quicker. It's no different than an airplane, no different than a car, except that our wings are going to get much, so we can project ourselves to another location quicker. So that 100% is happening already because our wings are being lit up. What that means is your images will become...
We've been talking for years, and even if we don't agree on absolutely everything or have different avenues in, you and me have been friends for a long time. We were drawn to each other. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
That means we were in previous life together, Karen.
Maybe you were my child.
Could be.
Or maybe I was yours.
Could be.
Or my brother. You're my brother anyway.
That's right. Could have been your grandmother, your grandfather, any one of those, because we're all connected. So because we spend more time together, that means we were on the same family tree. Somehow we're both leaves on the same branch. So yes, the people that you share experiences with, you do stay with them. You do stay with them. But we're all connected, so it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but understand the rules. You are the creator of it all.
You make it sound so simple.
And it is. That's the beautiful part. We're just that's all it was. I just gotta keep my images pure, repaint the old ones, ask for forgiveness.
We do make our lives difficult, don't we? Because if you don't know who you are, you'll go, well, was it that or was it that? Oh, I don't know now. And that's what happens to those people. You need to know who you are, and then you'll completely understand what Claudio's going on about.
Right. So Jay Leno, his wings in his chart, that's Icarus. His wings is aligned with one of the nodes, which is reincarnation, and Mother Mary, Eris, Isis. So that means everything that he imagines he gets. Well, he's had a couple incidences, which I don't want to discuss here, but it's because the story of Icarus, if you fly too close to the sun, materialism, you come crashing down. So he's getting signs now. You know, he's got 100 cars, 100 motorcycles. He doesn't need all that. We got to start sharing. So the people that are flying around sooner than us, that those things you see flying in the sky, they're using their wings. If it's not for good, they won't have a good time. Trust me. Everything we do now has to be loving, because instant karma is coming upon us because we're being induced by love.
Is that because what it is a lot of people don't feel they're responsible for themselves? That's what it is. They don't take responsibility for themselves. Once you start doing that, things change, don't they?
You have to take responsibility that everything is because of you.
I mean, sometimes when I was like obviously learning, understanding all this stuff, I had children and they were going, well, you can say sorry to your children sometimes because you made the mistake, not them. Say sorry to them. Teach them love like that way. And it changed me, all these things. I was saying, I need to say, I'm really sorry for shouting at you. I love you. It's my fault. Once you start taking responsibility for yourself, things change, don't they?
Absolutely.
But a lot of people don't. They don't think they're responsible for themselves. Oh, well, they did that and that happened. The best thing is to work it all out and see what you did.
Yep.
It might not change your mind completely. I just remember one thing, Claudio, when I was finishing this relationship with the boy's dad. What it was is I went, he did this, he did that. It went on, because I was only in my 20s then, and I was going, it went on for months. And then one day, what it was is I kind of understood how maybe he felt. What it is, you know me, I'm a bit of a talker, 3 kids. Ellie hadn't, because Ellie's with a different person further on. But he was tired. He had to listen and was talking. He wanted to come home and be quiet. When he came home, I wanted him to talk. Different lives, isn't it? I was at home looking after the children. I wanted, when he came home, he's home now so I can talk to him. When he came home, because he'd been working all day, what I'm saying is I just suddenly thought, instead of blaming him for something, I understood something. And then that changed my mind about things further. I didn't want him back, but it made me understand him a bit. And I didn't tell him everything about me either. So there's things about me he didn't know. But anyway, you learn these things as you go along, don't you?
100%. You're infinite. Get over it.
I mean,
we have to ask each other for forgiveness. Did you feel like this when you were 20, or did you feel like that as you got a bit older? No, no. I knew something was different growing up, right? But I just didn't know what it was, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've had moments where I actually could go in slow motion, like in the movie Matrix. I've had that happen to me a couple times. So I know that whole ability to do the time machine thing is 100% real. It's yeah. So you'll be able to beam yourself A to B.
Hey, I'm coming over for coffee. I wish I could, Claudio.
That'll happy. That'll happy. Yeah, that'll make me happy. Yes, that's going to happen. We'll say, hey, Kay, well, let's not meet here. It's cold here. How about we just go down to Bali, Nichin Bali? At this GPS where there's a lake, there's going to be nobody there. It's perfectly pristine.
I've got something else for you as well. I put this video out not very long ago, so I can't remember which channel it's on. And in Devil's Tower, that hill thing, inside they found Egyptian stuff.
Oh, nice. Yes, I'd like to see that.
I'll send you that. And then also, I put this picture out the other day, and they were saying there's loads of pyramids. Does that change anything for you, realising that America, probably Canada, is full of pyramids? Doesn't make a difference.
Okay, so 0 degree Aries is the California coastline. What's Cali? Cali is another word for Eris. It's another word for Isis. America. Mary and the Alpha. Isis and Horus. Mary and the Sun. America. This is where Mary rises in the east.
Can I ask you something very quickly? In England, we had a thing called Mercia, right? A time where it's called England was called Mercia, but America is Mercia with an A on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got an A on it, turns it into America. But if you take it off, that's
it's
Mercia.
It's all about the mother and the son, just like Mason. The Masons they understood the mother and the son, Isis and Horus. The true Masons were builders of the inner temple to grow grow your wisdom to exactly what we're speaking today. The Masons of today can't pass degree number 1 if they don't understand what even the title means. Ma and son, Mary and baby, Isis and Horus. It's all about you knowing who you are and that you create your whole reality based on the images that you keep.
So on here, on Our Lady of El Pillar, Virgin Mary, Mother of God, Isis, Eros. Telegram of the Holy Father signed by the Cardinal. What's that about then?
Where's it? Which one's that?
That's now the 28th of January. I just changed it over. I didn't stop the video because you were talking away. And I thought, I'll just stop you again.
Okay, hang on.
I still think it's really good to think that you're in Canada, you're 5 hours behind me, and yet there's no time delay. Don't you think that's quite amazing, really, Claudio? You're thousands of miles away from me.
Well, because it's just tuning forks. And it's the ether, instantaneous action at a distance.
13 minutes 30 is the letter with the
it doesn't the wave doesn't travel like Ken Wheeler teaches. The signal doesn't travel. Its frequency's picking up right across what Tesla taught. That's all we're doing. We're using that technology. So where are you at? What slide? What's it saying?
Sorry, it was about 13 minutes in. Is the telegram of the Holy Father signed by the Cardinal Secretary. Oh, is it about a train crash?
Oh, the train crash, yes. So the train crash, that whole train crash, I can see. I had AI help me create my own astrology app so I can use it for research. You can see the complete train crash, and Mary was there. If we're not doing our loving work, we'll gather together and we'll have that fate happen with all of us together. So these people, all the people that had that incident there, had that alignment in their chart to leave the visible.
It's moved on to Russia now with snow. Cool, there's a lot of snow on that picture.
Right, so we talked about January 12th, months before, because that's when Eris, Isis, she goes out of retrograde and goes direct. She's the ice queen because there's stillness. Look at that whole land there in Russia. It's stillness, isn't it? It's snowed in. Everybody said, okay, everyone, Mary does. She's the ice queen. Isis is the ice queen. Get it? Ice, Isis. So right on that day, Russia was hit with the ice queen. That essence is making all those people be still. And in stillness, there is love. Everybody's saying, what are you doing in this concrete jungle? What are you doing with Mother Nature? Mother Nature will always take down Babylon, will always take down these beautiful buildings that we so much desire. They come down because it's not natural. People pick, and I know you study a lot of the Tartaria, but those beautiful big buildings have to come down. They can't stay. That's not Mother Nature. We have abundance. We're wasting our time.
Now, Claudio, I'd rather just say the old world because totalitarianism, Tartarianism, they're all the same. It's just the beginning words that change. So what is all that? What is Tartarian if you've got totalitarianism and all that? I'm not sure what they all are now, but I say the old world, and we know that they were far more advanced.
But if we're using those advancements to make material items, we're not getting it. You don't know who you are. I want to build these great big structures. You don't know who you are because we're opposing Mother Nature when we do that.
It's almost like a set because some of the buildings weren't finished and they didn't have toilets in them. It's like they were building a set and then something happened. Well, yeah. I've made loads of videos about that. I think the Great Flood happened from Everest when it sort of wasn't there and then suddenly... And remember, we talked about electrical arkings on the Sun and Moon group when we were live. And then An enormous great electrical arcing pushed those up and created 4,000 miles of sea went somewhere. It went all over us. It nearly destroyed us. Can't say when it happened, but you can see it on Google Maps, where the water went down into the Middle East, went down into China, because obviously Everest is up there and they live down there, and all over sort of Korea, Russia. It would have caused tsunamis, earthquakes probably, water would have gone up rivers, it would have been, land would have disappeared, it would have been tsunamis, just everything, because 1 minute it wasn't there and a couple of minutes later it was, and then all that water disappeared, all like a bomb. It would have been like a great big bomb going off. You can see how the Middle East has lost all its green. The top of Africa, there was another electrical arcing there, and it kind of stopped at Portugal. So it from Everest across to Portugal was completely annihilated. You see it on Google Maps.
Do we have any dates of that, or is just
no? But it's on Google Maps. But what it was Chris Monk. Remember Chris Monk? He was talking about electrical arcings happening in Italy, and I was thinking, oh, I've got to do this video because it's not just Italy, it's the fact you can see it made. So they actually talk about the Teth something or other sea that was there. They mention that, and they also say that this thing that happened made the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, the Red Sea, and another sea, inland seas. And that's obvious because it was an electric arcing that went boom, 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 and made the holes. The water came in. Do you remember artists did a whole program about electrical arcings? But when they happened, were we here?
You know who did that? You know who does that?
Who?
Lilith and Neptune.
What, your part
in astrology, in the sky, I've already seen it, I've witnessed it, I've charted it, I've looked at it, I've been guided. Lilith does implosions.
Hey, can I ask you something else? I saw this little video, and it was saying that pockets of water are moving across the sky. Whether it was made up, but you can hear a guy saying, I've got this, whatever he called it, dirge up above me. I've got to come down a bit lower, and the dirge is the water. Do you think pockets of water are flying around the sky? Because a lot of people say, I can't see how the clouds make the water.
Okay, so explain this to me. I was guided by the black moon when it's on the midheaven. It goes by the minutes. Okay? The third time the grackle came and told me to look up at that precise moment, Eris, Isis, Madonna, whatever you want to call her, was overhead. It was a crystal blue sky. I closed my eyes, I sat down, and I was stating intentions to the divine feminine. I thought the jokester neighbor across from us posed. So I opened my eyes and I looked, there's nobody out. I look up, a cloud formed and started raining on me. And that was Isis overhead, the waters of Mary. So yes, pockets of water can form over top of you.
Mm.
It's not coincidence. Coincidence means it happens at the same time intentionally. So it is coincidence. So yes, when you have water around you, if you, like you said, your swamp, that's Mother Mary saying, hey, we need some more love. Make sure everything is loving. When water spills, it's Mary. I mean, even by the minute, I can go look at a chart and say, yep, Mary's here. You are talking to yourself, making sure that everything is loving.
Okay, we're coming to the end of the video. I've got to stop.
Here we are.
Water and fire. It's a little bit. It says the 7th of January, but anyway, what it is. Did you want to finish off that little bit? Because obviously I just stopped the video. It's coming to an end. But do you want to finish off what you were saying?
I don't remember now.
Oh, Claudio, I'm sorry, but
that's okay. No, it's okay.
I've had a good talk. We have gone. That went really quickly. That hour, seriously, quickly.
Yes, it did.
And you had.
Am I what?
And you said masses, masses of information.
Oh, yes.
I like it because although you're explaining it to people, a lot of people aren't in your mindset. They're lost in the black box or buying that big car and stressing out and whatever it is. And
but they're all getting symptoms. Yeah. They're starting to see numbers. They're seeing synchronicities. Everybody's going to feel it. No one is exempt. No one is exempt. We're being induced by love. There's no choice. We were talking about tsunamis. I thought we were.
Oh, I was just explaining that if you go to Google Maps, you can see it, and you can see if you
implosions.
You can talk about implosions. It was the sea. They said it was 4,000 miles by 4,000 miles. I mean, where the rest of the land was, I don't know. But when we talked about electrical arcings, they have, well, as a group, we said that they happened quite quickly. If you were there, and it happened around you, you'd probably be atomized with the heat and everything. But imagine the land, the arcing you can see is enormous. It's an enormous circle there where Everest is on the top. That whole thing is like a great big horseshoe. So that thing came out. It was absolutely enormous, and then 4,000 miles of sea disappeared like everywhere. We were probably nearly destroyed, but you can see it on Google Maps, and you can see where the water has run down and swirled around in the Middle East and so forth. And I told you.
So here's how it works. If there's 1,000 people around the world that are creating so many non-loving waves, in their next life, they will congregate to a location where a tsunami is going to come and wipe them out if they haven't done their work. So that's why we can't make these waves. So we can stop every tsunami from now on to be only a ripple. How do we do that? Heart as light as a feather. Do the forgiveness process. Know who you are. You are the God. You are the God and the goddess. But the God is tethered to the goddess. There's no duality. So these tsunamis, I'm doing the work, and I'm seeing the link, the pattern to what causes them. When the energy is there, they don't have to manifest. It all depends on our heart. But I'm seeing that I'm not able to, I can see the pattern, but to predict it is going to be really difficult because there's so many possible combinations to get a similar result. The tsunamis are, and those waves, those tidal waves are because when our hearts collectively aren't there, then a wave will come and show us that we created that wave. Again, we, the collective, creates the whole thing. Whether you're going to be in the middle of that wave or not depends on what you're doing with your time. Forgiveness process and love is what clears your waters. You're infinite. So it becomes really simple. It really, we gotta realize.
There's 3 U's. There's who you think you are, who other people see you are, and who you want to be. Or who you think you yeah. I don't know why I said that.
But there's one of those U's. One of those U's has to incorporate. I'm the perfect one.
What it is everybody, they have had a program out to demoralize you, break you down, make you in the black box. But this is work that you've got to do to yourself, and it'll change. You'll probably lose weight, everything. It's different when you know who you are.
100%. And just remember that the they is us.
Anyway, excuse me. We've been talking for a bit. I really enjoyed it. I can't believe the time's gone that quick, Claudio.
Yeah, me too. Wow.
But then, when we were on the Sun and Moon group, when we were live, we used to talk for 3 hours, didn't we? Nearly every night.
Yeah.
Cool. Those were the days.
Those were we thought they never ran.
Yeah, you used to come on. Santos was there.
Yeah. I love Santos.
7 was there. Russian Vids was there. Yeah, but anyway, we're about the people now. This group.
Yep.
I do talk to quite a few people. I enjoy it. I like hearing what you've got to say, and it resonates with people.
Absolutely.
But we've done a lot of things. Remember, we've done the law. Do you remember with the full stop and the S's?
Yep.
When they've got things like that, you can't do anything about it. When they haven't, you can change it, sort of thing. But you brought up the dates, remember, when things had happened? Why it was happening?
Yes.
We've done a lot of that stuff because we've been talking for about 10 years now, or getting on for. And etymology, we've done etymology, quite a lot to do with etymology. But I suppose the last so many years you've been into this, haven't you? Because you came on our channel and showed us.
Yes. Remember the universal key?
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is that once you attach to the loving truth, it's acceleration, it's law of attraction, it's a vortex, it's sucking you in. And in this process, the more you get sucked into that beautiful truth, not the old one, you don't want that picture no more. You just stick with the loving truth and being one with Mother Nature.
And see the messages, and animals have the messages.
They're guiding me absolutely all day long.
Yeah, because it's really strange. When James stayed here, he'd left about half an hour and a robin came in. It'd never come in before and I've never seen it since. But a robin came in the bathroom just after James left. He's gone to Portugal now, and he does me messages. But yeah, it was in the bathroom.
I miss James.
Pardon?
I said I miss James.
It's a bit difficult getting. He sends me messages and I make them into videos. It's a bit difficult doing a video there because sometimes because he's in the middle of the hills, the connection's not very good. You know, you're talking to him and then it cuts out for a minute or two. But yeah, we used to do hangouts. He used to come on my hangouts, or we make videos together too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to set up a conversation with him because I'd have to call him and it's not that good. And also, he only has so much data, do you know what I mean, as well? And he's making his own little videos. Yeah. But anyway. Or maybe I can send him a message via me, and then we can send it to James and he can answer it. And you could put those two together. Maybe. Claudio?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's something to think about. But anyway, I very much enjoyed it. I love all your little videos. You work very hard on your little videos as well, don't you, to get the message out?
Yeah. But if you look at it in a different way, that not only am I getting the message out for anybody who wants to see it, but I'm also putting it in the waters for myself, for my next life. Get it?
Mm.
What do you want to leave in your time capsule for your time machine? Make sure it's loving. Make sure it's truthful.
Well,
everything we put on the internet is going into the Ethernet, is going to be in the waters of our children, grandchildren, and then when you return, if nobody fixes it, if it's not loving, it'll be there for you, waiting for you. So we want to make sure that what we're leaving for ourselves are beautiful gifts in the waters ahead. It's that beautiful and that simple.
Oh, Claudio, I'm sending you a big hug.
Big hugs back, Karen. Got it. I felt it.
Well, it's only like a pause button, isn't it, when we go? Because we'll talk again in a month or two and put another video out and talk some more. It's only a pause. For me and you, not in your bit. You'll carry on making your little videos and stuff. But I always think it's good to connect with you, Claudio, because, yeah, Monique was going, when are you speaking to Claudio soon? The other day, or a week ago or something. Yeah.
Hi, Monique.
Yeah. And so forth, yeah. I very much enjoyed this time. We will say goodbye in a minute, but for this hangout, thank you very much for your thoughts and everything, Claudio, and I love you lots, and thank you very much, chat room, for listening. So, yeah.
Love you too, sister. Thank you, everyone.